We're good. We're on.
We're on?
We're on right now. Yes.
Okay.
That's CS:GO.
It was a tough one. It was a toughie. It went a long time, long game, but
I was so nervous because, I mean, it looked like. It looked like we were going to lose that at some points. You know, it felt like at every map it started off behind for Kiel, and it was a gradual comeback. Managed to get.
It was a back and forth.
One.
Once they found their rhythm, they were ahead, but it took them a long time to find their rhythm, and it was a close call.
And unfortunate with the network issues. I'm still like, oh no.
So we're just waiting for the lobby to be made, and then we're going to get into game and pick spans as soon as possible. But we're just waiting on some technical things to get us before we can get into the game.
Right. So let's just talk about the players. Let's take a moment to take it back. So for Kiel, because I know those players.
You're muted, mate.
Just check.
Talk now.
I'm muted. I am talking.
Good.
All right then. So, presuming I do become unmuted, right? Bendibo is the top laner for Kiel. He tends to enjoy playing fighters. Skirmishes, like Aurelia's his favourite, and especially after the rework, I will not be surprised if that's getting locked in by him. Crimson will... Crimson can play literally everything under the sun. I believe he plays the Olaf, he definitely plays the Zac, his Skarner is nasty, he's going to destroy people. Stake, he's not here right now, for some reason he's just not showing up, so his substitute will be Fola. I expect him to just Diana. God's Uncle, standard AD carry player. Probably going to see a Tristana, something of that sort, and then Pepe Frog tends to play the tankier supports, the melee ones, but he does have it in his arsenal to play Lulu, but he refuses to play Janna. I forget.
That's understandable.
It might be him that refuses to play it. So, looking at strengths of the team, it's going to be Crimson, Longinus. He's the highest ranked player right now, other than the mid laner who's currently subbed out. So we expect him to be the one that will try and get the win for Kiel.
And a quick mic adjustment. So for staffs, we've got in the top lane.
Thank you so much.
Top lane, we've got the Bacon Jesus, jungle, Pantsu tank, mid, Zaya sat here. ADC, Zero Devil, and Chi on support.
Yes.
So what picks are you looking forward to seeing? What do you want to see? What don't you want to see?
So I think Zero Devil was mentioning Ezreal and Jhin as his picks. I believe there is a Cho'Gath one trick on the team somewhere. Okay. I'm not sure if it's still one of the players that was initially signed up when I first did my scouting of the players. There was an Aatrox one trick.
Aatrox.
So especially now that there's Conqueror as a keystone rune, maybe we see that on Aatrox. Maybe not. I think a lot of these players are off-rolling. From what I can tell, Chi tends to play those supports that I said Pepe didn't play. She tends to go with the ranged ones, the shield ones, the heal ones. I think Nami might be like her most favourite. So I don't really know. I want to see Aurelia, to be honest. That's the only pick I care about.
I'd like to see a Kai'Sa, and I'd like to see some Conqueror in the top lane or the jungle, the Olaf, the Tryndamere, maybe even a Master Yi. We're looking for it. Lots of fighters, as they're much stronger now. The Conqueror rune is out there, but potentially we could see a Cho'Gath Maokai top lane.
If we take a look at Bendibo's history. He sometimes feeds when he goes for these fighter matchups. So I've usually recommended that he goes with tanks.
Yeah.
I think the Cho'Gath is strong for him, the Scion is strong for him, because you can't lose lane.
Exactly. If you play a tank, it's a fail-safe. Sooner or later, you come online, you're ready. It's all laid out there for you, so it's just survive lane, win game.
I believe that Malphite is also one of his picks, and I'm sure you'll want to see that.
I'd like to see
to remind you of some old times, but I personally recommend against that, so I hope that doesn't occur. I believe we've got all the players in the lobby, they just need to switch sides. Let's see. Yes. I just don't know who that is.
I'm not sure who the level 15 is either.
Interesting.
So we're just waiting for them all to join the lobby so we can get underway with picks and bans. There's going to be a slight delay, I believe, because it's not on.
I mean, yeah, it'll be the 3 minute delay that you standardly get.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
so
right?
we can't be telling the players when to cast assault in the game.
Yeah, there we go. He's gone. All right, now
Oh, was it a random Portuguese?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, we've got a random Portuguese level 15 in the lobby. So we're if possible.
No.
So I think this is as big as the lobby will go.
Yes, we can't make it full screen. This is it.
This
Okay.
is it.
Now they're arranging themselves, I believe.
Yeah, so we're just waiting on Crimson and Bendigo to join sides.
Oh, they're blue side. Okay, they need to switch sides.
Okay, so Kiel is going to be blue side.
Blue side, yeah.
And that means Staffs will be red side.
No, that's as big as it goes. Well, no, the game goes big. Oh, wow.
The game will in fact
Dude, you know
go
what?
big.
You can tell there was no technical difficulties. You can tell.
It was seamless. It was like it was just ready to go in.
All right. So whilst they're switching sides, let's recap the tournament. This is the final game of our varsity. This is the 8th one.
8th one.
The score right now is 4-3 for Kiel. Kiel won Rocket League, Rainbow Six Siege, Overwatch, and CS:GO just now. And then Staffordshire have won Dragon Ball Fighter Z, Super Smash Bros, and Hearthstone. Which did you watch that by any chance?
I missed it. I'm
Oh,
afraid.
I
I'm
felt
not
bad.
an avid Hearthstone player, so I can't give you the ins and outs.
Oh, man. We'll give them a ready when you are, and then hopefully they'll go. Go. That would be great if they started, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You know, Zaya sat here, could potentially play Zaya.
Zaya sat here is playing mid.
Could potentially play Zaya mid or something.
The
fun
cheeky
like
Zaya
that.
mid, cheeky Rakan mid. Who knows? It might be a bluff.
Might be a bluff.
Yeah.
Okay, so the last time we did compete, I believe Zaya sat here was also on the Staffordshire team, and Zaya did get banned against them. So I didn't actually get to see whether they are a Zaya player or not, or whether they're just they're debating us with that one.
Yeah.
I believe they're getting in roll order.
I would assume they're getting.
Yes, 'cause
yeah, they're
Kiel
getting
is
in
in
roll
roll
order,
order, so-
we don't
which-
have to drag the thingy around.
Which I appreciate, but you know what I'd appreciate more?
Right.
The game's starting.
I would also appreciate the lobby beginning.
Go. Begin. Go. Go. Cool. Okay.
Okay.
Tournament draft. First ban. So staffs think their supports are going to be the ones that get banned out.
Okay.
But there's a Jarvan.
There is a Jarvan ban. That's not the most standard ban in this is 8.7.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
8.7.
I assume it's a target ban.
A target ban. I mean, good with Conqueror at the moment, which is a really strong keystone at the moment. Standard Aurelia ban.
Yeah. You got to deal with it.
You either play it or you ban it. Is too strong at the moment.
Well, even if it wasn't too strong, even if it was just like mediocre,
Yeah.
if you don't really know how it works, if some of these players haven't, been practiced or well versed, they're target banning this top laner, aren't they?
They are. So the Lucian ban, I assume that would be a target ban, as Lucian's not the strongest at the moment right now.
I would guess.
Jack's ban towards Bendy Bow. Zaya ban, standard against Zaya sat here.
Potentially.
Potentially.
Maybe it is on the actual AD carry as opposed to Zaya sat here.
Also true.
Warwick
and
ban.
a Warwick ban.
That would be Crimson's most played jungler in solo queue, and he does pick it up in these team matches when he needs to, when his champion pool's just been completely exhausted, which takes a while.
But honestly, Warwick's such a strong pick at the moment. With the shorter games on 8.7, Warwick's early game is much stronger than a lot of junglers. Crazy sustain, engage, get onto targets much quicker. He's got the E to reduces the damage to him, gets tanky very quickly, and he's got the fear.
Yeah.
So he's a really strong pick at the moment.
We talked about the Scion. We said, hey, Benbow usually loses sometimes, wins other times. So we just prefer if he goes on tanks, because then it's just even, usually. They've looked to ban at his champ pool, and he's just gone with a tank anyways. So to me, it feels like those two bans from Staffs might have been wasted. Cho'Gath is going to be the response to it. Cho'Gath is pretty good in the tank versus tank matchup since he has the percent.
He's got the secure for the objectives with the feast.
That's a cane.
That is a cane. It's going to be a lot of jungle pressure early, you know, and
Skarner's going to get
possible Skarner as well. We're going for the CC.
Skarner is going to
Predator Skarner.
demolish Kane.
It depends. If the Kane gets ahead, you know, we could see him potentially shredding the tanks.
So I mentioned this. I think Crimson's the strongest player on Keel's team currently. He's pretty good, and Skarner right now is also pretty good. His clear speeds are insane.
Yeah.
The health when he walks away with it is insane. His dueling is insane. Kane, on the other hand, he's got pretty good clear speeds.
Much stronger in solo queue.
Decent sustain. What happens if he runs into a Skarner, or the Skarner runs into him at very fast speeds of Predator inside his jungle?
It's going to be a toughie, but also with the 5v5, it's going to be much easier to control the objectives and potentially the spires, which is going to make Skarner a much bigger threat.
Yeah.
And we've got a Diana, as you predicted, the bowler. You know, you said that was a signature champion, and Swain's also really strong. We're looking at the team fight on the staff side at the moment. Swain, Cho'Gath, both big, beefy champions that are hard to get through. You know, Swain's ultimate is really, really difficult to deal with, and his Eye of the Empire, the W, he's got huge range on it. So
Vision of Empire.
I'm sorry.
Sounds even better that way.
Oh.
Even better.
The Eye of Sauron itself.
Yes.
You know, he's going to be able to influence the side lanes from the river, whereas Diana's going to have to roam a lot more.
So Thresh ban to me is wasted. Pepe Frog. I know it's not one of his picks.
Yeah.
Caitlyn, I assume God's Uncle's been playing that, so I'm okay with that. Morgana was a response.
Morgana and Caitlyn is possibly the strongest bot lane at the moment right now. So much range, so much power, and Kai'Sa is off the table.
There you go.
Kai'Sa is insanely strong at the moment with the Rage Blades, and then depending on the route you go, whether it's the Death Stance or the...
It's been a very interesting draft.
It is.
Because usually you leave your top and mid for the second pick phase, because then you can go with counter picks and stuff like that, whereas counter picks aren't necessary for the bot lane.
Yeah, but
The
they
complete
obviously want
opposites
it.
happen,
You know, Chi got her Nami that you spoke about earlier.
Tristana?
Looking at Tristana, very safe scaling pick, or the Jhin.
Or the Jhin. I mean, Jhin with Ginsu's is still really strong right now, as far as I'm aware.
I prefer the Tristana just for the pure damage, but damage over time.
Exactly.
Safe, easy to get out of, and when you've got two tanks in Skarner and Scion,
Tam Kench.
could it be the Kench being unbenched, or
I
would
think
we
it
be
will
looking
be.
at a Braum?
Could be.
But maybe they'd want a more the Braum.
It depends how much peel they feel that they need for this Tristana. Tristana is pretty good at protecting herself.
And the Ezreal, also safe pick, the poke. So there's a lot more damage on the side of Staffs, whereas Keel has more of a front line.
I think both teams have gone with comfort picks.
There's no real identity to either team, you know. We've got the poke in Ezreal.
Replace Diana on Keel's team with a meta mid laner. So that's a pretty meta comp.
It's a very meta comp. You know, if you had the Tilia maybe.
Yeah, potentially.
Played in the LCK yesterday.
Tristana's a little bit of an odd one, but it can see play.
Tristana's still very strong at the moment. Obviously, she's more of a B-tier pick when compared to Kai'Sa, Caitlyn, Xayah.
Yeah. But then on the right side, for Staffordshire, Cho'Gath top, that's fine. Kane, you don't really see it. Swain is good. Ezreal is good in the right hands, which tends to be Koreans. I don't think anyone else in the world really plays it well, other than Sven.
Sven and Uzi, both.
During the regular season, and Nami doesn't tend to see play. So we're talking sticking to the meta. I think Keel is slightly stronger in.
We have a lot of disengage on both bot lanes, both safe AD carries. Tristana's got the ult to push them away. Braum and Nami have the tidal wave and the glacial fissure to disengage a fight or knock up lots of enemies. There's going to be lots of AoE team fight coming from the bot lane, whereas top lane, bit of a wet noodle fight. Tank versus tank, nothing's going to happen. Farm Fest is going to depend on the TPs really, who can influence the other lanes with it. You've got the Scion roam with the ultimate or the getaway potentially.
Yeah.
Cho'Gath to secure the objectives. So I think that the action is going to be with the jungler and the mid laners who can influence the mid lane the most. Because if the Diana gets ahead, she can face roll bot lane.
Yeah, exactly.
Make lots of quick picks with the Skarner and Diana. Whereas, if the Kane and Swain get ahead, then team fighting is going to be impossible.
It's probably a more early game centric comp for Keel, mainly due to the Skarner. I think Diana is likely to lose her lane till 6. Scion will probably win it a little bit, but it's tank versus tank. And then the bot lane matchup, Ezreal tends to win. So I think it's sort of spread across the map, but a lot of it will come down to what the Skarner can do. If there's ever an overextension, then he can really punish that.
And then in the late
game,
we've got the Tristana, which potentially 40 minutes in, can you see any potential threats on the Staff's team getting to Keel's Tristana? With all the peel we have,
if it's
they have with the Braum, the Skarner ultimate, they're going to be spending money on QSSs unless they want to get ulted. You got the early and late Braum passive, which can affect a lot of people at the same time.
Blue Kane is the only thing I'd suggest. He comes in, does a load of burst damage, they try to lock him down, he ults onto the Tristana, comes out of that, auto attacks and kills her with the Dustblade proc. That's unpreventable. A Skarner ult would have to be really quick to prevent that. But that's if we see a blue Kane. And I don't think we will, because that's just not as strong.
Yeah, and judging by all the tanks on kill, you'd want the red Kane for the percentage shred on the tanks, because otherwise you're not going to be able to get through them. Because Ezreal, although he does some poke damage, will not be putting out anywhere near as much damage as a Tristana. And although Swain, he might take the Leandries. If there's a banner on the Scion, which potentially could be seen, then
I think I'm looking forward to Fola potentially taking it all or not, potentially. I think it will be very crucial to see how the Diana is able to make an impact on this game.
yes.
If he can one-shot the support or the AD carry, or Kane if he does go for the blue form, then that just completely swings the fights. I mean, absolutely swings it.
There we go, and we're getting again. We've got the Gentleman Cho'Gath. So we're looking for some classy play in the top lane. And as we're watching them go fire towards the middle lane, hopefully, trying to get some vision into the enemy jungle, see where the jungler's starting.
All right. This is a
interesting strategy.
It's an okay invade because you have Braum. And Braum is seriously good at level 1.
Yeah, well, if he lands the Q and there's 3 autos on them from any members really.
Yeah.
Looking at the Tristana though, because of the range, then
Exactly.
it's almost a secured kill,
They're gonna
or
look
at
for
least
the
summoners.
invade. This hasn't been scouted, there's no wards. So they might actually be able to get a flank onto... Okay, The crystal's going to give it away, so they're going to back away from that one. Kleptomancy proc from Ezreal didn't catch anyone, so he's not going to get the advantage there.
So that's 60 gold now from Spires. So Keel
Gold,
already
gold,
taking the early game lead. That's 3 CS right there.
Exactly. It's almost as good as killing the enemy ward
Exactly.
at level 1. So red side start.
Pretty standard start from the Kane. The Skarner. Kane starting Raptors.
He can do it.
Yeah.
It's definitely possible.
Both standard routes. We'll see where they're ganking early in the game. See where they decide to put the pressure, or if they're just going to start power farming.
I think Kane is fine to do Raptors by himself. He absolutely can. It's more about the speed. You need to keep up with Skarner, because Skarner is just so quick.
Yeah.
And he had a ward down on that blue buff, so he's going to go steal it.
And yeah, as we can see, he's already stealing it. And because of the Raptor start, Kane's only on his red.
Question is, will the Kane actually go, will he realise it and go to the enemy blue? It doesn't look like that's the case. Skarner's just going to be able to get out of there.
So it could be a potential 3-buff start for the Skarner.
It's going to be a 3-buff start. Kane's currently sitting on his wolves as well. He's got such a delayed blue buff.
So his, smart play from Crimson.
Oh yeah.
Really clever start. Caught the Kane with a greedy start on his own, trying to get a full clear in. Get as much gold as possible.
It was also up to the team. I mean,
True.
I don't know who made the shot call, but the level 1 invade, that's what allowed him to be able to do this. Vision at level 1 is something that's so underrated by
And especially in the 5v5
level.
And as we can see here in the mid lane, Fola is getting, poked down by the Swain as predicted.
I mean, it will get to level 6 and that will
the pressure will completely change. Yeah, of course. But early game, Swain's got the range advantage. He's got the poke with the Q. If he catches the Diana with the E, the never move, it's hard to escape Swain's combo, and it is a lot of damage.
And especially because of the low range on Diana, these Qs can usually land most of the lightning bolts.
Yeah.
As opposed to a couple that you'd usually land on a
Yeah,
on a
and
typical
that's just little bits of damage that add up in the lane, and especially when you're a melee mid laner like Diana. The early minions are as important as they can be.
That's an electrocute Swain.
Oh, and it's also an electrocute Diana.
That's standard.
Yeah.
Electrocute Kane is also standard, but electrocute Swain.
I would have preferred the Aerie or the Meteor potentially on the Swain.
People usually go with, I want to say it's Phase Rush, the move speed one. Oh look, we found he's got a level up on him, already got the stun chunk coming out. Pansu's forced the flash away here, I think. Bacon Jesus is now being the one caught. He's going to look for the flash over the wall. Or not actually opting for it, landing the Q. And meanwhile, there's a trade in the mid lane. Fola looking to do as much damage as possible. And bot lane also looking for a trade.
The cooldown on the Skarner's stun was just too much for that fight.
Yeah,
he's back in again.
Still has the flash if he needs to go for it. Going under
and
the turret!
Blood.
Auto attack and the Q is enough damage. Greedy from Kane to not use that flash early.
He just didn't respect the level up. He didn't respect the CC.
Yeah.
He didn't expect that much damage to come out from the...
I would have liked to have seen a dive here onto the Cho'Gath because he's so low, and Skarner, although he's only on half health, if you have the Scion tank the turret, he can flash out if necessary. You have enough damage to kill the Cho'Gath. No one's going to be able to teleport there if it was communicated because Swain doesn't have it. You just killed the jungler, that's a free dive.
And
they don't go for it.
No flash either, no flash in the Cho'Gath, but they decided to deny Kane some vision and take away some of the Raptors, I believe.
This is what I spoke about. Kane, the games where Kane loses is because he has a really late evolution, and that happens because his early game is generally bad before the evolution. Skarner is probably one of the best at punishing that. Fola now looking pretty overextended. He's going to get tagged by the slow. Nevermove does come out onto him. I think he's going to be him dead. Doesn't even get the opportunity to use the flash. Probably should have used it when the Nevermove came out.
He should have flashed the Nevermove, respected it. As soon as he saw the Kane, he should have been out. But, lack of respect from the Diana mid. But what can you do? Overextended because of the lack of range.
He was so close to 6, he was clearly trying to set it up for a kill. But he had no vision.
Caught out beforehand. No wards down.
He's just going to teleport back to the lane. Catch that wave though. Not down on too much CS. If you look at the bot lane, however, Ezreal is up. I mean, he's got a bigger wave right now crashing under the tower, and like we've said, Ezreal usually wins this matchup. But we'll have to see how the CS is after they catch this wave under the tower. I would like to see Tristana equal, because that would be a good thing.
Yes. Well, actually, if you look, the Diana is 4 or 5 minions ahead now.
Oh wow, okay.
Which is impressive.
And he's level 6.
Yeah, level 6. You know, although 1 death, that's a good laning phase for Diana. Yeah. And you know, that's not too much to worry about. Although there's, you know, the kill's not even onto the Swain.
Yeah.
It's just the assist. So the gold's going to be pretty even in mid lane. And now Diana's level 6. You know.
Flash is still up as well if they do actually
Flash.
go for a
TP's down.
Yeah.
But you know, that's not the most vital thing.
I mean, hopefully, if it does happen again, he'll respect the never move and realize, okay, that's what I need to flash this time round.
You know, CS pretty equal in all the lanes. Obviously, Braum is 10 ahead because of the relic shield compared to Nami's at the bit.
Going in.
Oh.
Spell Thieves. Crimson
Spell
is
Thieves, that's
behind
the one.
him. Gonna pop his ult. That's fine.
Pop the Swain ult.
That's completely fine. So
The long cooldown on the Swain ult as well.
As long as he's not able to pop the Demon Flare reactivation onto Fola and get that trade damage, that is seriously good. They spent nothing to pop that ultimate.
And I believe that's the soul fragments as well gone. So he'll have to restack all 5 soul fragments if he wants to do
So Crimson
significant damage in the fight.
Re-invading. I think he was looking to go for that blue buff since it did come back up. Swain came over to check that, so he's forced him off of him. But now Crimson's just running down into the bot lane because, I mean, it's not been communicated. They knew where he was.
And there's the Skarner ult, the Braum, perfect.
All 3 ults used there, very unnecessarily, I would say.
Bit wasteful, but
Even
the kill is
flash,
secured.
Wait, Gozan flash there. He flashed for the insect. Okay, that was seriously unnecessary.
That was unnecessary, but also the flashes off the Ezreal as well.
Okay, if they don't translate that into the Infernal Dragon, which is up right now,
it would be a waste.
That's a complete waste. And I don't think they have Crimson's recalled.
And the kill went on to the Skarner, not the...
Isn't too bad. Interrupting the recall here is very crucial. That's going to delay the Ezreal so much. He wants to buy that Tear of the Goddess. This wave's going to crash in. I'm sure Kane is now going to get sent bot to try and deal with that.
But it would have been more favourable on the Tristana because, you know, Tristana's the main damage source on this team. So as soon as they can get Tristana running, that's when kills win condition, Tristana, or if Diana pops off. Skarner is helping them set up with that, and with that gold, hopefully, you know, going to see the Predator boots, got the finished jungle item.
Okay, Fola needs to not go in here. He's getting baited. Again, still has the flash if necessary. Nevermove was already used, though, so he should be able to back away from this one.
The Skarner's here.
Showing up. He doesn't have the ultimate. Oh, double Never. That was a
good disengage.
E from Zarsat here. Oh, that is really hard to land.
Saved his jungler.
The cooldown, man. Why is it so short? Come on. Doesn't even have any CDR. Ridiculous. Okay, jungle item. It's already finished now for this Skarner. He's already there. He already has the boots as well to pop the Predator. Kane looking for the repeat gank yet again. Fola's actually going to ward that.
Good pink ward, smart pink ward. So Kane is now heading up the river towards the top lane, but there's not much for him to take there.
I think he's just getting a scuttle on the way over.
Scuttle, and potentially looking at the Rift Herald.
Crimson invading here. It seems safe.
And the ultimate.
Oh no, Xayah sat here looking to go for the solo kill. Flash was excellent, follows it through.
And it's a solo kill in the mid lane.
Yeah.
Didn't respect the damage on the ult again.
Kind of. He was low because of
just too
Kane showing up.
Overextended.
Yeah. So Fola
0-2.
Getting punished now.
Getting punished for the short range.
A lot of ages.
And it's the ultimate
for the engaged teleport.
And here's the TP.
God's uncool. Gonna get hit by the excellent buffer. Tagged him with the slow vision of Empire. He's gonna be there. Never moved. Lands onto him as well. Zero Devil picks up the first kill. Looks to hop away. Double bubble. He's going to be able to lock them up. They are tanky though, so will they have enough damage to actually get the kill secured? Looks like they're just about to be able to walk away from that.
Keel dashes away with a slither of health after losing their AD carry.
That's
really smart teleport, really good read on the Kayn to know the counter gank was coming. Great Nami wave to make sure that Tristana's jump has gone down. You know, no summoners for the AD carry on Keel.
Did Fola have teleport? And if he did, would it have been useful? Because,
you know, I think he should have used it to match. He might have, you know, they might have thought we should turn,
would it have just been a death
fight
on
this.
him? Or
It could have been a suicide mission, but it also could have deterred staffs. You know, but the teleport not used, and now almost 1,000 gold in the lead for staffs. A lot of gold on the Swain.
Oh yeah.
All the gold lead is on the Swain. And the Ezreal.
Which is understandable, he did pick up a kill for himself.
Top lane, jungle, the Skarner is very far ahead.
Yeah.
Almost 1k in the lead over the Kayn, which, should it be happening? Surely Kayn should have more pressure.
Not until he's evolved. I mean, Kayn, like, kind of useless, to be honest, at this stage in the game. He still not finished his jungle item.
No.
How long has he been on the map for? Is he just not recalled to buy it?
Potentially he could be rushing a Duskblade. It depends on his jungle preference, really. If he wants to go for the raw damage or he just wants to get his jungle item.
I question why he purchased both of these if he's looking to rush an item that isn't a jungle item. And if he is going to be rushing a Duskblade, does that mean he's going with blue Kayn? Because I don't like Duskblade and red Kayn.
It's redundant.
Exactly, you just go Black Cleaver, really. I think he's just not recalled in a while. How much gold is in his pocket currently? 1,500? So yeah, I just think he needs to go back, and he's just being a bit greedy and staying out on the map for a bit too long.
There's a lot of gold in the pockets of the players on the map, so once we start seeing more
now
items...
he's recalled. Okay. The issue with staying on the map for too long is if something kicked off nearby, he's kind of useless.
Exactly.
And it's like, yeah, you could stay on the map, and you can get your buffs and your camps so they don't get stolen, but you risk just conceding a skirmish.
Yeah.
Crimson looking to get down on the bot. Oh, yeah.
And the Predator is popped, but the bubble disengages from the fight.
Yeah. It's really hard for them to actually get an engager, unless they can tag them up with the Braum passive, follow it through with his ultimate. It's a bit difficult for the Skarner to actually get in range for his own ultimate.
And the Ezreal is such a safe pick with the long range and the dash away. Nami to speed him up, throw the bubble or the ultimate to disengage any fight. You know, it's just a farm fest in the bottom lane. And it is difficult for either the Skarner or the Kayn to make any real difference here.
Both top laners loving that Abyssal Mask. I think that's fine.
Yeah. I would have liked to have seen a banner of command for the Scion. Yeah. You know, you'd be able to roam into other lanes and still have pressure on the top lane.
Especially because, like, the aura is not really going to affect his teammates. No. Even though they nerfed the aura. I think the size of
stronger,
it's really reduced. So.
But in a much reduced range,
exactly.
And Scion's not supplying, apart from on the Raw of the Slayer, I believe it is, the Raw and I believe the Q and the W is physical damage.
Probably. W might not be, but... Let's hover over the ability and see, shall we? Magic damage, there you go.
Magic damage, okay, so it will be doing more damage. But the Q is definitely physical damage, so I think it's a lot more effective on the Cho'Gath, because even with his Vorpal spikes, the Raw, and the knock-up, and the Thief is true damage, but it's going to be affecting all of his abilities.
It would have been interesting. Yeah. Sure. The problem is that like a banner rush doesn't make you massively tanky. It's decent to the lane, but...
So the Scion is going to be tanky now. He's going to have more mana, more health, and the magic resist is going to be fantastic against the Cho'Gath's poke, because it is all magic damage. So there's not much that he can do to affect the Scion now. There's a big stack of magic resist on him.
Yes, Kayn, he's sort of playing around top side right now. He did finish his jungle line, so a little bit behind, but that's whatever.
And there's a Kane gank in the top lane.
I don't believe he's evolved his form quite yet. Fola looking to back away from that one. We saw the electrocute. Proc never moved. He's gonna. Oh no.
It's another solo kill for Xayah in the mid lane on the Swain. You know, there's just too much damage. The ultimate, the demon flare, it just does a lot of damage, and because of the short range and the skirmish, you just couldn't escape it. And
I
never moved.
question what Fola's building right now.
Well, he's towards the Morellonomicon, I would say. But he's not finishing. Yeah, well, I would assume that one's for the mana.
Yeah, I feel like even in these situations where you now know you're behind, do something about it. Maybe go for Muttreads, maybe go for an Abyssal Mask.
Abyssal Mask would be nice, you know, give you some magic resist, mana, health, you'd be bulkier for fights.
Just survivability.
Yeah, and because of the close range, it's not even a bad item on Diana because, you know, if she goes in, she will be in close range.
Crimson looking for this lane gank. I believe his Predator is available.
Yeah, it's off cooldown.
They're just looking for an overextend from
the Ezreal, although it will be hard because of the dash and the Nami disengage.
They have to, like I
and
said,
the flash is up as well.
They have to land the stun.
Yeah, the sums are on the bot lane.
You could always target the Nami. Her flash is down. She has no way. I mean, her kills are
only
kills.
exhaust. Yeah, exactly. And a kill onto the Tristana would be fantastic at this stage.
They seem to have forced them to recall.
And it's the Infernal Drake. And Kane is hovering.
Infernal?
Ocean Drake.
Oh, it's not good.
But that's still good. It's good for the top lane. It's good for this farm fest because no one's making a lot of moves early.
Yeah. I mean, the longer the game goes on, probably the better for Keel, provided this Tristana can carry.
Yeah. If the Tristana's caught out, it's game over. There's not enough damage on the side of Keel outside of the Tristana, unless, of course, the Diana manages to pop off in a team fight and assassinates the Ezreal and the Kane and the Swain.
So let's look at the gold again. I want to pay attention to this Ezreal. It's roughly a similar gold lead to what we saw
900 ahead.
But it might have grown a little bit.
Double bubble.
Double bubble again, dude. That shouldn't be happening, right?
It shouldn't be happening, especially under the tower.
It's good. I mean, it happens against Braum because he casts his W to my side. I want to say it's called. Onto his ally, and then they both get hit. But this is an overextension. Crimson looking for the in. I believe he might have been warded. Kane is on the bot side of the map.
And they're just clearing the ward out of the pink tri-brush. Control warded tri-brush.
Or they're going to run
Apologies
into each
for
other?
that one.
Or is he just looking to scout? Yeah, they're just scouting. Okay.
Kane is spotted out.
And runs away. That never moved. That should not be landing.
Max range as well. Very wide ability to land. But
an interesting back time from God's Uncle.
Cannon wave.
He made the call, I can get Infinity Edge.
The tower, this is first tower to Staff. 2.5k gold lead at the moment.
That shouldn't happen.
That shouldn't happen.
That wasn't coordinated well at all.
No, it's completely uncoordinated.
Here's what I would tell you. Keel, this team, they have a motto, wait till 27 minutes, then win.
Okay, so
let's see how far
still 7 minutes to go. As we hit the 20-minute mark.
Let's hope that in 7 minutes' time something turns around.
It's good play here from Staff.
And
there we go, Polo is caught out again.
He's going to die.
And that's it. Completely outclassed in this lane. And honestly, if anything's going to happen, he needs to start roaming because he cannot.
The
TP cancelled.
Excellent onslaught.
Exactly.
The hard CC to stop that. I think he was just trying to protect the bottom tower so that.
And now Ezreal heading towards the top lane to try and take top tower now. Good rotation from Staffs. But Tristana, tower taking machine.
They should be able to poke out the Scion from under the tower.
But he's very tanky at the moment.
Yeah.
Now he's sitting on tabbies as well as double cloth armor.
I mean, in terms of tankiness, it's magic resist.
Yes.
And Ezreal's Q
is physical.
So,
but the W and all of Nami's empowered damage is magic.
they might be able to get that turret, blue turret
And
in the mid lane.
Cho'Gath.
That does cool.
And
Okay.
Cho'Gath caught out.
Interesting use of the Tristana.
Yeah, it was wasted because he was in the Skarner suppression, so nothing happened.
Bendy back away from this one. Excellent wave. Oh, I just about tagged him off in the end there.
And Fola exhausted, so he can't do anything.
Fola's not having a good game.
Fola's not having a good game.
That's fine. I mean, he wasn't preparing to play again. The mid laner that should be playing just isn't here.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's shown up so he'll be available for game 2. You know, this isn't Fola's fault.
No, I mean, as a sub, it's super hard anyway. You don't know how.
Inside of him, and we'll get sliced. And full 3-7 now. That gold lead is slowly growing for Staffs.
Yeah.
Not as big as they would like it to be.
4.5k gold lead.
Map pressure wise, it's pretty good for them.
Yeah, they're on the tier 2 mid turret, which is, you know, a big objective. And this Ezreal, you know, sitting on 2 items now. A lot of damage. You know, finished his Triforce, which is an expensive item. So now that he's got that.
Interesting jump in from God's Uncle there. Onslaught is coming out. Teleport also being used. Full channel. The Q does get flashed. And now he's in a terrible position. Going to get silenced. Going to get CC'd. Zero Devil gets the 3rd kill for himself now. He's going to be a zombie. He's going to hit away at them, but he will fall. And the tower fell as well.
Such a good pick from Staffs, you know. They pushed the tower in. You know, God's Uncle got greedy with the Tristana, tried to jump in to deter the Ezreal away from the tower, and just the rest of Staffs were there and caught them out.
Swain, he's also sitting on 2 items. Ezreal, he's sitting on 2 items. There's Cho'Gath.
And he's got the Leandries now.
Probably soon to have 2 items.
Leandries in team fights, he will be melting down the whole team.
Did you notice that the Ezreal was taking towers pretty quick for an Ezreal? We don't usually consider him, I mean, he's probably one of the worst AD carries in the game in terms of keeping towers.
Yeah.
What they've been doing is fully stacking his passive, so he gets the attack speed from that.
Yeah.
And then he's constantly getting heals from the Nami, who rushed an Ardent Sensor. He's getting the attack speed from that. So
it's going to be really fast. And when he builds into his 3rd item, he's got the Cutlass now, Blade of the Rune King. 8% of your current health, you know, Scion, Braum, Skarner, you know, three tanky champions that are just going to be getting melted. Trinity, so he's going to be going for the hard carry then, isn't he?
I think he has to.
There's not enough damage on the kill side apart from the Tristana now with the Diana so far behind and a lot of the gold on the Skarner. You know, he needs to make the most of it, and he's going to have to assassinate one of the squishes.
I don't think you can really protect the Tristana like completely from the threat from the opposing team.
No, well, I mean, Flash Stoneplate Feast could potentially late game one-shot the Tristana.
Exactly, they're going to pick up the 2nd Ocean of the game for themselves now. Let's talk about the Tristana interaction with Swain. Just realised this, you can just bust a shot him out of the fight if he ults.
Yeah, potentially.
But
then she'll be in range of the Demon Slayer.
There's been some just away from her, right?
Oh, yeah, that works
We've
as well.
seen some very questionable ults from God's Uncle.
But also, you know, would she want to ult away the Kayn, or if the Cho'Gath flashed onto her?
Threat gets closest.
Exactly. You know, it's a very situational ultimate on this game because
He's
there's so many threats.
He's on 3 items now. I spoke too soon, man. Oh no. Black Cleaver.
Rylai, so it's going to be hard to escape the ultimate. Everyone's going to be getting slowed.
This is a difficult one.
It's a difficult one, especially for Keel. You know.
There's still 2 minutes to wait for though, until all hope is lost.
Yeah.
Trinity Force now completed for the Skarner.
Keel playing with 2 subs at the moment.
Yep. I mean, I feel like a lot of the Staffs players were off-roll, from what I heard. I also believe they got a couple practice games in, whilst this is the first time the Kill team have played together. But
yeah, especially for Fola. And Tristana, you know, wasting the jump again.
got the Demon flare up, and this is where we see Crimson not quite tanky enough. The Ezreal ult from downtown.
Beautiful Ezreal ult.
It's going to pick the kill up for him. Talked about in the buster shot, knocked away the Swain, but it wasn't enough.
There's threat from the Ezreal ult, you know, can go from anywhere. And as you can see there, it picks off the Skarner. Skarner, because he's built Trinity Force, not tanky. And the Baron is just being started by Staffs, which is a smart move. There's no smite on the opposing team. they've got the smite on the Kane and the smite on the Cho'Gath Spirit, so unless it's a miracle steal, which is not, Kiel are recalling in the mid and the bot lane, you know, it's free Baron.
That 27-minute win looks less likely now.
So honestly, Kiel would just have to stall it out. That's the only thing that can happen. But still, Swain, late game, Swain, Cho'Gath, potentially Ezreal as well, big late game threats. So even if they did stall it out, it would be a toughie for Kiel.
The siege potential as well from this Ezreal.
Ezreal poke huge at this stage.
Swain can just throw out a never move, and if it hits anyone,
the Ezreal was 2k ahead of the, over 2k ahead of the Tristana. You know, that's almost a full item.
The mid lane is the biggest lead though, of course.
Yeah, almost 4k gold.
Jungle's closed up. It's
top lane, yeah,
it's
well,
a dire situation.
It's 4 turrets to 1 as well, so that big, you know, first tower gold as well at 4 towers will also help out the side lanes that, you know, weren't ahead originally.
I mean, there is still the late game dream.
The late game dream, yeah.
I don't want it to.
But 27 minutes for these champs is going to be hard to stop the Baron minions as well. And if there was a Baron super minion, you know.
Yeah. Execution is calling. It's been picked up for the Swain.
And the Cho'Gath passive.
And I guess the Blade of the Rune King and the heals. So it's actually a decent buy. It's just...
And a Quicksilver Sash as well.
Oh, that's completely correct. Every single person on the staff lineup should pick up a Quicksilver Sash now.
As there's no cleansers, yeah, Quicksilver Sash would be the smart thing. You know, like see a Mikhail's Crucible potentially on the Nano. But there you go, the Skarner is now redundant on the Ezreal, so you can just cleanse it away.
Who's the next target? Who's the next person you roll? I think it's Nami.
I think you just need any pick's a good pick at this stage. Nami supplying the CC, backline damage.
You kind of want to kill them when you pull them in though.
Yeah.
Because if you pull in Kane, if he's not dead, he will dive the Tristana. If you pull in Swain and he's not dead, he will just kill the team. If you pull in Cho'Gath, he will just dive the Tristana. You have to kill the person that gets hooked. Blue turret falls in the top lane, the siege is finally starting to work through.
And it's almost a 10k gold lead at 28 minutes, which is huge.
I've seen worse.
Yeah.
Seen worse from casting the Newell games over at the Achilles slot.
Huge advantage at the moment. And especially in that mid lane, you know, 3 items and full boots, and you know, on the 4th item.
So that's Swain done next turn? Yeah.
Potentially. Whereas, you know, Fola has 1 full item and boots. And there you go, that's an inhib. 29-minute inhib.
Yeah, and also on the bot side, Swain picks up a tower as well.
Good ult
They're
to
looking to be engaged. If you get the stun off the Bacon Jesus, just able to walk through this.
Don't have the damage.
He's a tank. God's uncle looking to back away. He has the flash. He's running. Zero Devil doesn't quite have enough damage to get him.
That's game.
They do finish off the rest of the team. They should be able to end it here with the back
4
up
down.
with the minions.
Tristana just doesn't have enough items at this stage in the game to be able to pose a significant threat. They really didn't take their win conditions, didn't focus the bot lane. Although I do understand, you know, Fola on a comfort pick wasn't expecting to play, but, you know, a safer matchup in the mid lane would have been much more favourable against this Swain, because honestly, 2-3 solo kills in the mid lane, and there was nothing that the Diana could have done. There wasn't enough damage on the kill side.
So, what needs to change?
So honestly, I would say that you would want, you know, I have no quarrels with the Scion. I think that was a good pick, and I think if you're going to have, so you know, you've got the Skarner, that was a good pick, but I think if you've got 2 tanky top laners and top side, the top in the jungle, you'd want a support with more damage potentially, more shields, you know. Although the Brawn was good for disengage, they had no real engage apart from the Skarner or the Scion. But
I mean, that is a lot of real engage. It's just they were too far behind to actually
there's
go
too much
engage.
Scaling on the side of Kiel. You know, the Diana needed time in the lane to come online and just got bullied out straight away. The Tristana didn't have anywhere near enough items to deal with the tanky Cho'Gath. Swain was a fantastic pick. The Ezreal was played really well. The Ezreal Nami bot lane, I would say potentially take Nami away from Chi. You know, it's a comfort pick, and if you put her on something she's less comfortable on, like maybe that's an abusable lane. If you pick a winning bot lane.
Does Staffs change their bans at all?
I think Staffs did well.
It was 2 top laners and a jungler.
I would say that they shouldn't ban the carries in the top lane because, you know, their Cho'Gath will come on, if they choose the Cho'Gath, it'll come online regardless.
Exactly.
So I think that maybe Keel shouldn't have banned the Caitlyn. That wasn't the strongest ban, especially against Tristana. You know, both late game AD carries wouldn't have made much difference in the lane, although it would have set up for stronger sieges. Doesn't matter too much. They don't need to ban the carries in the top lane. I don't think the top lane for Keel is the threat in this. Honestly, if anything, ban the tank away. But I think Cho'Gath and Swain need to go.
I'm curious to see if Keel's mid laner has showed up.
Yeah.
I've not been informed of this.
So it'll be waiting, because otherwise, you know, it could be a quick 2-0 from Staffs. You know, 0-5-0 Diana not having the impact they would have liked. Diana's a bit of a feast or famine champion. You get ahead in lane, you can stomp in the side lanes, assassinate the AD carry, but it just didn't happen. It was abused too early on.
God's uncle never got the opportunity to build his 3rd crit item.
No. And honestly, I would have picked a static Shiv over the rapid fire cannon, you know.
Apparently I'm setting up a lobby then. I'll set up a lobby, you're right.
Do you want to put a password on this one so we don't have random Portuguese?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, so we'll be putting the players into the next lobby. Hopefully Keel will talk about what happened really, what mistakes were made, could have happened. Obviously they didn't have their star player, Jackal, and they didn't have their mid laner.
Stake. Yes.
Yeah. So it was a completely different Keel team to what they're expecting to play. Obviously not much time to play together.
Yeah. Fola appears to be leaving the stage.
And Keel Esports is currently queuing up for blue side.
That's you know enough.
The level 1 Keel Esports with no current champions. Only the free week. Yeah. Honestly, although it's banned the Kai'Sa, I'd love to see a Kai'Sa. And if you do get ahead in the bot lane with the Kai'Sa,
do you think an Ezreal ban would be good from Keel?
I don't think the Ezreal was the problem. I think the Swain was the problem. So much focus was focused on that mid lane. It was just there, the imminent threat of the Swain. And the Diana honestly wasn't doing the job, because the Swain had the wave clear, had the poke, had the damage. And if they tried to gank the Swain, there was no answer to it. Swain could evade the ganks and he could just poke out and damage the tower and push it down. I don't think the bot lane was the problem. But I do think that maybe if you're going to choose a scaling bot lane, then you need to choose a winning top or mid lane.
Yeah.
To take away from the pressure, because Kane had free reign on all 3 lanes. All 3 lanes were winning.
So that's a different mid laner.
That's a very different mid laner.
What? Okay, alright then.
So
that's still not stake.
that's definitely not stake.
How do you feel about that?
If Vayne becomes meta in the mid lane, then everything could change. But
or Bard, I guess, maybe.
Was he the Bard player? I believe it was Marcus that was the Bard player.
Well, I mean, Regards played. Well, he plays Bard recently, I think.
No.
Are they switching sides, or I forget which sides they were? Okay, yeah, they have switched sides. That's fine then. So.
But potentially it could be a different mid laner. So I don't know what happened to Stake. What's going on? What the plan is?
He's just not shown up. I don't know.
It's just not showing up. It's a real disappointment, really. It's a shame because it's a very hyped mid laner coming into this. He was supposed to be fantastic from what we'd heard.
Well, yeah, I thought he would have been the best player on the team, but he's not here, so...
Exactly, there's no chance. So the Kiel team must be gutted, really, because completely different game they're playing. They would have had time to have practiced with Stake as well.
Yep.
But, you know, two field lanes now. Not ideal. So whenever they're ready for the next round, we'll be going into the next round.
We are ready when you are. I'll say that to them. And hopefully they'll start the lobby soon. So everything can get underway. Hopefully.
Honestly, you have to give it to Staffs. Their team played it fantastically. Sub 30-minute win.
What? Okay, cool.
There's been some shenanigans on the stage, but
Yeah.
what can you do?
You can't do much, to be honest.
Exactly. So we're waiting for them to ready themselves, get set up for the next game. Kiel will be looking to not tilt. You know, last game's happened, different mid laner. You know, there was some glimmers of hope with the early game Skarner. The jungler for Kiel was much stronger than that from Staffs, but honestly, boundless Swain because Zaya sat here styled.
Do you think they play the Swain?
But potentially, if you want to
Because they're
pick the
blue
Swain.
side now, they get first pick. They get priority on this.
So potentially, yeah. If you first pick it or ban it. But bot lane, if you're going to pick losing lanes, not a scaling.
Yeah.
You want early power. You want to push that tower down ASAP.
And deal with the enemy. I mean,
And I didn't like the Braum support. I don't think it was for the team. Maybe a Lulu,
yeah, maybe.
because when you've got a melee support against a range support, they're just poked out. There's nothing they can do in the lane. Bot lane was completely overpowered.
Jack's ban again.
Jack's ban again, obviously.
So the next one will be Aurelia.
Aurelia. Well, I mean, Aurelia is so strong at the moment. It's
Swain.
Swain ban, smart ban.
I mean, it needs to.
I would like the Aurelia and the. Aurelia's gone from Staff, so I like the Cho'Gath ban.
What was the last? I'm trying to remember what Kiel's bans were before.
Zaya.
There was the Zaya. I guess
Zaya ban,
maybe
yeah.
they've had a look at the. Maybe it's not on Zaya. Maybe it's they're scared of a.
Maybe he doesn't the Zaya Rakan.
Yeah,
It's such a strong lane,
Maybe
and
they
especially with the
both play
Rakan buffs.
exactly. I'm expecting that. Yeah, with
The Warwick ban again, and the Jarvan ban, respect ban.
It sort of forces them onto the Kane, which isn't a bad thing. Sort
No.
of.
Well, potentially they could pick up the Skarner.
What's the
they
first
did-
bit going to be? It was Sion last time, which was then responded to with the Cho'Gath.
It's the
They're gonna
Tristana for Staffs. They obviously think they can play
take- But
it.
the Ezreal worked.
The Ezreal did work, but maybe they're comfortable on the Tristana, or maybe they're playing something completely different now. Maybe they don't need the bot lane to win so hard because their side lanes seem to dominate.
Yeah.
So it'd be looking to pick up the Swain and maybe a Cho'Gath, yeah? Take it away from Bacon Jesus.
I mean, the
But-
Sion is available.
Swain's banned, sorry.
Yeah.
You know, Skarner wasn't bad. Maybe an Olaf. Like to see an Olaf. Maybe a slightly stronger
I think
Kha'Zix.
Skarner again is fine. It wasn't an issue before. There's no Ezreal just running away from you. There's no Swain that makes it scary to run at them.
Sejuani, really strong pick as well.
I wonder what prompted them to go with that, because like Zach's still on the board and that's a priority pick. Olaf.
Yeah, Zach, Olaf, Skarner. They had the tank top, and if they had a tanky support, they could have had the Kha'Zix, but is another Kane. Obviously a comfort pick for Pantsu tank.
I imagine his champ pool is Jarvan, Kane, and then other stuff. And Keeler just comfortable playing against Kane. I personally would be, so I'm fine with that.
Yeah, so you've got scaling in the bot lane already from the side of Staffs. And it's
I
going to
think-
be different set of bans on the second side because it's first pick AD carry, and that's a Corki mid.
Why? Guess they're just having some fun with it, really.
Yeah, I mean, if the Corki gets ahead, that's a lot of poke damage.
Because Swain got banned, and that's what he played previously. And Corky's kind of a safe pick to just blind, I guess.
Yeah, and the Anivia, potentially. Good wave clear, stun, dish out a lot of damage, and if he's strong with the walls, then, you know, it's potentially a very good pick. Anivia's strong champion.
Second ban phase now. I'm expecting top laners maybe to
Trundle's
get taken.
gone.
Next one.
That's an answer to the Cho'Gath.
Exactly.
Caitlin's gone. I think the Nami should go as well. Push Chi onto
Honestly,
something less
yeah.
comfortable. But it's a Morg ban again, obviously respecting it.
Clearly there's something. I mean, I liked the Jarvan ban last time. So in the same sort of vein, maybe that's what the Morgana's doing.
Yeah, maybe.
And they're
And
just-
the Vayne, Hover, potentially the Ezreal or the Ashe.
Kai'Sa.
Kai'Sa, that's what I wanted to see.
Yes!
I've been tearing up that solo queue with Kai'Sa. Still silver though. But Kai'Sa,
Nami's
really
gonna get
strong.
locked in.
Nami,
This is
and
gonna-
Nar's a very, very strong top laner. Good engage, good in lane.
He's alright, yeah.
Jack of all trades really, isn't he?
And last but not least will be the support.
And it's the Thresh.
Well, I said it was a wasted ban last game. It's going to get
Apparently he
picked.
plays it.
So, just mentioning this now, as we get into a 3-minute delay, the stream is going to get restarted. So, it will cut out. We'll be back, don't worry. So, stay around for that. And let's just very quickly, in the 30 seconds that we have, talk about these team comps. Serious scaling on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
Heavily AD, though.
Well, actually, Corky will be dishing out
yeah.
a lot of magic damage, and Nar's passive, every third hit is magic damage.
Itemization against crits will be really good.
Yeah, Randa wins on that Sejuani and Cho'Gath, but I'm looking for kills in the bot lane. You know,
I'm
Kai'Sa
looking
does a
for
lot.
Kai'Sa. Destroy them.
Max that Icathian Rain, you know, evolve it, huge damage, Thresh, fantastic playmaking support. It's all on the bot lane here. See what they can do.
And they've taken the Ignite on the Thresh.
So we
They're
will
ready.
see you once we've restarted the stream.
If that's going to happen.